Hi and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. Today's video is on how people who say that, audiobooks aren't real reading is ableist as hell. So actually I'm gonna do my makeup while I talk about this. Don't ask me why, but it's a thing. I look about 12 years old without makeup on. Oh, I look so ugly. So let's get into it. So the first thing is that I find when people say, oh, you haven't really read the book because you listened to the audiobook. Well, I will tell you what, Sandra. The problem with that is you've just assumed that I can read properly. So people like me who are dyslexic have a real trouble with reading. Well, I say that dyslexic people, but like a lot of people or a lot of dyslexic people, obviously every dyslexic is different. No two dyslexic people are the same. Yeah, I just find that it's so ignorant. And so what if someone is listening to a book? You both know the same information, it's just someone else has read it to you. It's like, when you read books in school and other people were reading aloud, you would say, oh, I read that book in school. But you didn't because other people read it for you. That's the same kind of freaking logic that they're using. It's so dumb. I should need some more on my eye because it's dry. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I am a dyslexic person. I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was 16. Ignore my stupid ass nails and all the shit behind me, okay? And I tell you what, it was so disheartening to see everyone else succeed. Yeah, I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was 16 years old. I had just gone to college. Let's do a nice golden look today. And it was really quite shocking because I was just like, wait, what? Why did no one tell me this before? And it turns out that they really should have told me this before. But they didn't, because my school, they just didn't test me or anything. And when I got to college, they were like, oh shit, you're really quite dyslexic, you need help. And if your high school would have noticed that, you would have actually done quite well in your GCSEs because you would have got the help that you needed. And I was just like, so you're telling me that I nearly flunked all of my exams and thought I was stupid because I had an undiagnosed learning difficulty? Okay, that's great. At least I know that now. But still. So yeah, it was really quite, disheartening. But it was okay. I wasn't too mad about it because I actually got the help that I wanted and I needed to go to college and stuff. I just realized I don't really know what I'm doing here. This is just happening, this color. So yeah, I struggle a lot with word processing. And reading especially, I can read so many lines and it just make no sense. I will just read, but none of it's going in. It's like there's a wall there for me. And that's why I use audiobooks. I absolutely love audiobooks because it's someone else reading for me. You get a really nice version of it. You can also listen to it while you're doing other things like washing up or walking, whatever, usually doing stuff that you can't usually do when you're reading. And even if you're not dyslexic or anything, just outright dismissing audiobooks is so stupid. I don't understand why you would hate them. I don't understand why you would hate them. But from a someone who has a learning difficulty, it's really disheartening to say, you don't really read because you listen to audiobooks. And you're like, how is that not... I know you're not physically reading, but bitch, come on. I'm still absorbing the same information that you are. Ho. You know what I mean? And plus, there's so many good audiobooks. I've really fucked up this eye color. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh well. As long as they match, whatever. yeah, so it's like, and they're missing out because there are so many good audiobooks. I would say my favorite audiobook series actually is Stephen Fry's Harry Potter. Um, his version of Harry Potter was actually so good. Like, he did such a good job, and you know, like when in the first book, like if you read the first book and then the last one, you'll see that he's actually aged their voices. Like, he hasn't just read the book, he's fucking performed it, y'all. And I was just like, this is the greatest audiobook ever. I'm actually currently listening to a H.G. Wells, or H.G. Wells, I just said H, I'm so sorry. H.G. Wells, like, not compilation, but like a set of books. The first one is one of my favorite books of all time, which is War of the Worlds, which is read by David Tennant. Which is freaking great. I think it's like a, you know, those versions of an old book where they take out a lot of like the archaic words. They don't replace them, but like they just make them sound a bit easier to understand. Because I remember the first time I read War of the Worlds, I actually read it on Kindle. Fucking hell, that took me about a year and a bit, again because of my dyslexia. And I was so glad I read it on Kindle, because I was just like, oh wait, hang on, I don't know what any of these words mean. I had to like, you know when you press the word and it tells you what it means? I had to do that so many times because I was just like, what the hell are you on about, man? Like, I was so confused. But yeah, so that's really good. But I just really hate, like, especially booktubers who think that they're so superior because they're like, oh, I can read a real book. Well, good for you, Sandra, but some people, like me, just can't. And some people just straight up don't want to. Like, audiobooks are so good for people who are busy. Like, hey, you're driving home, oh, you can listen to one of your favourite books. You don't have to stop and read. Hey, you've got kids, that's alright, you know, you can still listen to your audiobook with them. Like, or like if you have a baby, you can just be nursing your baby while listening to your book. Like, you don't have to do anything else. You can just listen. Like, bruh. Like, stop being ableist. Stop being annoying. Stop thinking that you're superior just because you have the time and the ability to read a book when some people can't. And I just think it's the attitude more than anything that people have. I'm so much better than you for reading an audiobook. Oh, I can't believe that you read audiobooks, you absolute peasant. Like, I'm sorry, bitch. But also, audiobooks are way cheaper. My cat's like scratching the chair. Audiobooks are way cheaper. Like, I pay, what is it, $7.99 a month? And I get a book. I'm like, books are way more than that now, aren't they? I think they are. Yeah. And it's just like, why would you spend so much money on something you're probably never going to read again? At least with an audiobook, you can just, like, delete it. Spend less money on it. And it doesn't take up any room. Like, I have, like, 3 Game of Thrones books in my audible library. And, you know, the entire series of Harry Potter, and then 4 H.G. Wells books. And that takes up no space. Yeah. I just don't see the hate for them because it's just so stupid. I don't know which colour to, like, I'll use the brown. Yeah, it's so stupid, the hate that audiobooks get. I really do not understand. Well, this isn't looking too bad. It's very autumnal. That's what I want. But yeah, so people forget that, you know, people with disabilities, dyslexia especially, like, dyslexia is such a forgotten and misunderstood. I know it's a learning difficulty, but I call it a learning difference because we do just learn differently. It's just like our brains absorbing the information differently, and that's absolutely fine. That is fine. Like, it's fine to have autism. It's fine to have dyslexia. But these people who think that they're superior because they can read some words on a page for fun, like, it's just, the whole attitude stinks. And I feel like a lot of people who say that, they don't mean to be ableist, but you have to explain to them why they are. And I have actually done this to a couple of people in real life. I said, you know, you're really forgetting about people like me who can't really read a book. Like, it takes me a year to read a book in which, you know, my mum can read in a month. You know, that sort of thing? And it's just so disheartening. But some people they get very angry. They think that I'm attacking them. It's like, I'm not attacking you. I'm just telling you that your stance on this matter fucking sucks, mate. Like, you know, and I think a lot of people, they don't mean to, and they see it as an attack. I'm like, I'm not attacking you. But you need to rethink it. And I know it can be quite jarring for a lot of people. Me too, as well. Like, you know, when you have, say, an opinion, and you don't really think about something, and then someone comes up to you and says, hey, that sucks because of this, you've missed this person out. And you're like, oh yeah, well, you know, I never really thought about it. And I think as long as you, like, acknowledge it and say, oh yeah, you know, I didn't really think about that before and now I will. It's fine. Like, I don't really hold it against anybody, but it's the people who, it's the attitude that I have a problem with, where they're like, oh, you know, I don't care about you. You can't read books, so I feel like I'm better. If people are like, you know, real books are better, I'm like, okay, yeah, but audiobooks are pretty cool too. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is the worst wing I have ever done. That serves me right for fucking talking while doing it. That's shocking. Look, that's fucking shocking. That's really shocking. Oh god. Oh, and I didn't moisturize my face. God damn it. Okay. Shit. Right. We're just gonna have to roll with it. We're just gonna have to roll with it because I've done my eyeshadow now. And okay, next time I won't talk while I'm doing my wing. Oh my god, and that's all like messed up too. Yeah, there we go. Right. Why is this one so much fatter than that one? I tried to like not talk, see if I could like replicate what I did. I feel like ableism isn't really as talked about as a lot of other things. And it wasn't even a word I was really aware of until maybe 5 years ago. I was just like, what the hell does that mean? And I feel like a lot of people are the same. And there's so many like differences and varieties of I want to say that disabilities, that's the word. You know, you can't possibly know them all. And you know, you're probably going to offend someone with the things that you say because that's just the way the world works. Like, there was the woman who was offended by that freaking Halloween costume because it was a bride's outfit for a child. And you're like, for fuck's sake. Like, you know, people are going to be offended by everything. That's the thing. Someone is going to be offended. So, it's fine. But it's just, like I said, it's just the attitude I hate. Like, if you explain to people, oh, you know, you haven't really thought about the people who struggle to read books, or, you know, they might be visually impaired, that sort of thing. And if people turn around and say, oh yeah, you know, I never really thought about that, you know, I'm sorry. I still don't like audiobooks, but yeah, you know, I never thought about it that way, so I'm gonna stop talking shit about them. I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool. You don't have to like audiobooks, but you just have to admit it's like, that they are useful for practically everybody. Like, people who are busy, people like me who have like a learning difficulty or a learning difference, people who just maybe can't concentrate very well when they're listening to an audiobook. It's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, I mean, I hate being dyslexic. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't enjoy... My forehead looks huge. It's like the mass of Russia. And why do I look so white? I suppose it is like autumn, and I did actually have a tan. And by a tan, in the summer, I meant I looked like a normal colour. Yeah, I wish I could give them like a dyslexia simulator and just say, hey, I think your views on audiobooks fucking suck. You try and read a book when your mind can't even process what the hell you're reading. Oh my god. Whoops, my phone fell. Yeah, you try and read a book when your mind can't even process what the hell you're reading. It literally takes me about a year to read a book, whereas other people can read it in about 2 weeks to a month. And it's just like, stop thinking you're superior because you can read a book, because other people can't. Or they just straight up don't want to. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you can read books perfectly and you prefer audiobooks, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I applaud that, because audiobooks are actually better for a lot of people. You can do other things at the same time. You don't need to sit there and get tired. You can just listen to it when you're, like, driving, walking. Yes, Totoro. Yes, I'm here. My cat's just, like, meowing at me. I'm sorry for all the clothes everywhere. I don't know why there's clothes everywhere. I don't even have that many clothes, and there's suddenly clothes everywhere. I have so many clothes, but nothing to wear. Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's more the attitude that I don't like than anything else. You know what I mean? And you always get those people... Fuck! Again? Yeah, you always get those people who, they were probably bullies at school as well, or like, they have to one-up everybody, and they're always jealous, and they're like, oh, you're furthering your career, well, I'm just gonna put you down. Like, bitch, no. The fuck? It's always those same type of people, isn't it? You know, the kind of people that I'm talking about. We all know one. If you did have that mindset, this isn't an attack on you. This is an attack on the attitude, because you're not superior because you can read. Reading is for everybody, and it should be accessible for everybody. No one should be left out because they have a disability or a preference. And I see a lot of booktubers who are like, oh, you know, I'm so much better. Look at all these books that I have. Yeah, I have a lot of books too, but I can't freaking read any of them. It's just the ones I bought, and I only halfway finished after about a year, so I actually ended up buying the audiobook. And then I finished it in, what, a week? Ridiculous. What, Totoro? I can see you. He's having a wash. He just likes to meow and announce his presence every single time he walks into a room. What, Toto? Come on then. Oh, it's Toto. Come here, big boy. Let me show you. Look at my big cat. He is big and a cat. You gonna give me a kiss? Because you do. Oh. I just love my cat. Oh, yes, I know, baby. I know, baby. Jeez, sorry. He doesn't usually make that noise. I feel a bit sorry for him, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit of a ramble, but you get the point. Don't be ableist. Don't shit on audiobooks just because you think it's not reading. Because it is reading. Shut up. Just let people enjoy things. Just let people enjoy audiobooks. Enjoy your paper books. Whatever. We're all reading, we all know the same information, we all enjoy it, then we can all watch the film and shit on that together. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!